Hi fellow agents, I've had a lot of questions from fans and cosplayers just starting out about how to do a SHD Agent cosplay, so I'm making a 3-part guide to help. A bit of background, I started my The Division cosplay in 2013 after the first gameplay trailers at E3 that year. My first con later that year was at the EB Expo in Sydney where I cosplayed as Nick from the gameplay trailers and was first noticed by Anton Imon, senior community developer at Ubisoft Massive. The following year I met game director Ryan Bernard at the EB Expo. Then the year after that got invited to attend E3 as part of Ubisoft's Star Player program. There I met more of the dev team as well as other community members. It was quite an awesome experience. Then I was again at the EB Expo the following year. Cosplaying as a SHD agent requires less crafting or building in general, as a lot of the elements are based on real-world survival outdoor gear, so it's a bit easier compiling the pieces of gear and be able to pull off your character depending on your budget. Your SHD agent character can be based off someone seen in one of the trailers, or a customized original character you design, like you would actually create in-game. I highly recommend Matt Shield's DIY Division cosplay videos on YouTube. I've linked them below in the description. They have helped me with ideas in these videos and there'll be some similarity. Other cosplayers I'd recommend as points of reference are Lomax, Variable, Keelan Grace, that's just to name a few. I just want to highlight this as a guide, and even some of the items in the basic elements I'm still collecting or trying to improve upon. This first video will look at the basic elements recognisable in a SHD Agent cosplay, good for someone first starting out or on a limited budget. It'll be broken down into the following. Number 1, the costume, winter clothing and accessories. Number 2, the sling pack or go bag. Number 3, the weapons. Number 4, gadgets. Number 1, firstly let's look at the costume from head to toe. For the head, I have a black beanie for Nick, but you could have any suitable coloured beanie in colours such as browns, greys, dark blues, or a similar coloured baseball cap or hat would do. These are easily available from any clothing store and are very affordable. Try to avoid logos and bright colours, although something like the FDNY or NYPD would be a bit of cool detail to add and can be purchased for not much more from places such as eBay or at most disposable and surplus stores. Make sure the beanie is snug fitting over the head. The torso. Starting with the undergarment for Nick, I chose the light grey hoodie look. However, living in Australia, which is generally warmer than most countries, I knew I was going to cook, going to conventions, especially with Nick's iconic brown leather jacket on top. Comfort is important for a cosplayer, so as a solution I bought off eBay a light grey coloured sleeveless shirt that comes with a hood for about $20. There are other colours you could try from. Try and make sure the hood's colour contrasts with the colour of your jacket. Another solution is to buy a proper hoodie but then cut off the sleeves. The SHD agent is supposed to use the hood in cold weather, so make sure it is tucked outside the jacket when wearing. The jacket. For Nick, I purchased this faux leather jacket, brown, for $80 off eBay, but you could also go with fleece jackets, parkas, military or hunting jackets. Again, try to avoid large logos or bright colours. Try also to avoid jackets that are too puffy. Onto the arms, the armbands. Purchase 1 to 2 smartphone armband holders, either off eBay for $5 to $10 or from your local phone accessory store. You can print off some SHD logos, cut out and insert into the armband, then place the armband on your arm. Matt Shields, he's got a handy tip. If you find your armband slipping down your arm, sew the armband onto your jacket. You could even cut the bands off the holder and sew just the panel holder onto your jacket arm. The gloves. The Division agents are known to wear mechanics gloves, which you can buy cheapest for $20 off eBay. Any black or dark coloured tactical gloves will do. You can also be purchased from some hardware stores, outdoor survival stores, surplus disposal stores, and of course airsoft websites. The drop leg holster. You can buy one off eBay for $15 to $20. Be a generic brand, one for your dominant shooting hand, and maybe also a second one for the other leg with some ammo pouches. The pants. Outdoor workwear or cargo pants work if you're on a budget. Again, keep to dark colours, no big logos, with a comfortable fit, not too baggy, not too tight. Knee pads. You can buy a pair of cheap airsoft knee pads off eBay for $15 to $20, or even buy for a similar price at your local hardware store. Ensure the knee pads match close to or the same as the colour of your pants. The shoes. Outdoor work or hiking shoes are affordable and work well. They can match or contrast with the colour of your pants. As Nick, I picked these hiking shoes as closest to what's seen in the trailers as possible. The sling pack or go bag. The Division Agent's go bag has always been seen in the trailers as a one-strap backpack or sling pack. Affordable, no-brand airsoft sling packs can be purchased off eBay, Amazon and numerous airsoft websites for about $30 to $40. The most common colour being black, but you can also choose other colours such as tan or olive. Once again, no large logos or bright colours. Molly, M-O-L-L-E, sling pack makes it easy to attach pouches and gear, but you could use most styles of outdoor camping sling packs with a stitched-on belt to attach pouches and other items. Ensure the sling pack sits up near the shoulders, not slouching over your bottom. Having a Molly-compatible bag is handy for attaching various pouches and accessories, but you can also use carabiners, velcro ties and zip ties to attach items like a water bottle, angle flashlight, a melee weapon, make sure you check con rules on bladed weapons, multi-tool, chem lights, rope, small first aid kits. You can also add pouches to the sling across the front of your body. The weapons. SHD agents generally carry a primary long-arm weapon, a secondary long-arm weapon attached to the go bag, and a sidearm. If airsoft weapons are legally available in your area and you can afford them, certainly take this path as you're the closest you can get to a real-looking gun. Otherwise, Nerf or toy guns are a viable option. If you don't have the time or money to paint up toy guns but want something that looks believable, I recommend Brad at www.armouredheaven.com.au. He sells toy guns in Australia, is well known amongst cosplayers, and ships internationally also. No matter what guns you decide to use for your agent cosplay, ensure you're con-friendly by either painting the barrel tip red or putting some red tape around the barrel. I would even recommend transporting your weapons in a bag when travelling to and from cons. In today's current environment, the public and law enforcement react very strongly to reports of people walking down the street with a gun, even if it's a toy, so carry responsibly. Next is gadgets. For the basics, we'll look at the smartwatch, respirator hazard mask, and the ISAC or ISAC brick comms device. The smartwatch. For a lookalike, you can buy off eBay for $5 to $10 a cheap brand sports watch with a similar shaped watch face, or if you want to paint in an orange ring yourself. For an even better build, you can look up my mates Keelan and Matt Shields on the RPF forums. I'll link them in the description below. They've posted a whole bunch of how-tos for SHD Agent cosplay, including the ISAC brick comms device and smartwatch. Which brings me to the ISAC brick comms device. Here I have an earlier version 3D printed by fellow Aussie cosplayer Jack Britton back in 2014, based on what could be seen from trailer screen captures at the time. At the moment I need to do some work on the antenna section, but I've managed to install a voice-activated L-wire light ring into the device.
Check 1. This is DB the Division Cosplay, SHD Agent.
Have a look though on the RPF forums, you'll see some pretty sick ISAC brick builds by other cosplayers, including files needed for 3D printing. If you can't afford or have access to a 3D printer, I recommend following Matt Shields' cardboard model build in one of his DIY videos. Next is a respirator or hazard mask. You can get a mask such as a 3M branded respirator. These can be purchased off eBay or from your local hardware store for between $15 to $30. The last piece of advice I'd like to add for the basic build of a SHD Agent cosplay is to add a bit of weathering detail to your gear and costume. The Division developers have mentioned they like to see cosplayers for the game not look like they've just stepped out of the store. New York City, as set in the Division, is a dirty, brutal, snow-filled setting, and if you cosplay as a SHD Agent, you should probably reflect that. So, using some chalk powder and or charcoal effects to add some dirt and snow to a character, focusing on the points where you expect there to be wear, for example on seams, edges and points, but don't go too overboard. Anyway, that's the end of this first part of my guide for cosplaying as the Division Agent. I hope you've enjoyed the video and found it useful. Please check out the links I've added in the description. Also keep an eye out for my next two parts of the guide. The next episode will be an intermediate part of the guide where cosplayers can take the next step for their character. And then the third episode will be a high-end episode where we can see how far we can really extend the budget and explore crafting and building boundaries. Anyway, thank you agents. I will see you in the Dark Zone.